This is how I sculpt a humpback whale out of a log using minimal tools, just a bandsaw and sanding tools actually. Here's the log. It's Osage orange. Not much to look at on the outside, but it's real pretty on the inside. Usually, I don't know what's inside this particular limb, but we'll find out. There's the length of it, but actually, I might want to go around the corner. You measure how far it is that way, but no, I'll flip over. There's a natural curve in the limb. I'll just use it. I want the whale to have a curved tail on it, curved up, just so it wouldn't be so flat. Draw a center line of the curve. And then I'll just fill out the basic outline of the bottom side and the top side. You see on this one I do not have a tail. I'll add that later. They're too fragile and I don't like them broken, so I add them later, pin them in. So I bandsaw now. I'll spare you the details of bandsaw. But here's after I bandsaw out the shape. You can see I have the dorsal fin is a place for it. It's still on there, but the other fins, the sides, the flukes, and the tail are not added yet. I'll put them on the grinder and grind them down. While I'm doing that, after I do that, actually, here's the spares of the offcuts I'm going to use to cut the tail fin and the side of the flukes, I guess they're called. So you see how pretty the yellow wood is. It's really something. Here's the piece after I rounded them off, and then I glued on the fins, the tail fin and the side, the flukes that I added. See, that's the shape of them. That's about it. Now I went to go sand them down and grind down those fins. They're too hard. So I came back and I'm just going to use a grinder a little bit more, be real careful with it, and grind down those fins, round them off and thin them out, give them a little shape. See how thick they are. Like I say, it's a real pretty piece of wood. And it's a nice movement on it too with that curve, that exaggerated curve. Here's these all rounded off, and there's my sanding tools, including the red Milwaukee. There is this my 80 grit shaper, actually more than a sander. It is a sander. It has a 60 grit paper, and then the other two are 120 and then a 240 grit. I like to hold it. It's always hard to know when you're done sanding. There he is after I finished sanding at 240. Then I sprayed him with polyurethane. I'll spray another coat on him just to give it a little bit of sheen, but even it out really. I don't want it runny, but then you can see the color of the guy and all the dark streaks in him. I'm real happy with him. I'm going to mount him on this piece of driftwood here. This is actually going to represent a reef, and he's going to be gliding over it. So I don't know really how to mount him. I don't know where the top, back, side of this piece of driftwood is, but this is my initial thought, about like that. But of course, he won't be laying on that. He'll be right suspended above the actual piece. But he could be raised up like there. There's really a chore doing this. Because there's not a right way, wrong way. There is a right way, wrong way, but I don't know what it is. I get one way that I like it, and then I change it around. I want to have it centered on the piece, at least so that the tail is not sticking out to get knocked off, or the fins. They will be protected from the edges from getting bumped into. That again kind of gets me kind of come down. But again, I don't think a whale that big should be really, moving too much. I think it kills the illusion of size. I think flatter looks make him look like that. About that style makes him look bigger to me. He just soars along. Here's after I mounted on a piece of acrylic dowel, drilled into his belly and then into the driftwood there, and that's going to be it. I've added eyes to him and a mouth, and see that's how he looks there. I might go back in later and add a glass eye, just a little bead, just to make his eye kind of sparkle, break up the dark lines. You can see his eye better there, but I think I'll add just a little black bead there, give it a little sparkle. And I might shave down his flukes a little bit. There. Anyway, this is about. He's finished. I might put bumps on his head like they have. Just give a little detail. I like the bumps. I just hate to break up that pretty wood, but that's it. We'll see. I'm doing a reef series, and this is one of them. And I've got a bunch of pieces of a pretty driftwood that look like reefs. So I'm doing a whole series of animals, every animal I can think of on a reef. This, of course, is the whale version. The next video will post out the entire series that there are so far. I think there's 24, 25 different pieces on there. It'll just be a slideshow. But thank you.